Hello everybody, I'm back with this time with Dark and Light. Just thought I would take this chance to share with you some of the fun things you could do with the Dark and Light. This also happens to be on a private server that has come to the end of the motivation for people to play it. This house, for example, is house number 1 on the list of things to show you. It is a a volcano home with air conditioning next to a dead geyser lake. Kind of fun if you're trying to build a home on the mountain volcano area. Plenty of water, plenty of resources, nice and safe and secluded. And it's not too far away from the lava cave. In the middle of this water area, before it pops into view, I just want to say that this is not a mod. This is basic default settings. Without these basic default settings, you wouldn't be able to build homes big enough to house all of your animals. So the trick to this one is, as long as the foundations are continuously locked together, you can build a roof big enough and walls big enough to support farms and warehouses big enough for them. So this is number 2 on the stop for the server. A nice air access only, whatever you need it to be, farm building area. Stop between the Bone Island, the volcano, and anything else that you want it to be. Whoops. Okay, all right, this next stop is just a good place to build if you're looking for iron and copper. This one was, I didn't build this, but you can see how far they got before they got burned out on the building portion of the game. Not a whole lot going on, but enough to it looks like it's got quite a bit of potential. So I know I said number 2 on that last one, but I meant number 3. So this is stop number 4 for our server. This is the powder area. So on this hill there's dark stone. Over there's light stone. Oh, about the other fight. So in the middle, I parked and built this powder area to save some time dealing with massive amounts of grinding and transportation of those powders. Not the most time-consuming project, but certainly a time-consuming project. Gotta say though that right now the current Goblin battleship is pretty slow, not very maneuverable, and has some serious handling issues. But it was kind of fun to build. But this one overlooks the swamp and the plains and a few other things. Just a basic metal structure. Hanging out in a pretty nice location. This one's probably a pretty common location to build stuff, but it's here, so I'm going to show you anyways. This is a heated winter house for convenience in running the ice cave. Not too crazy, just enough to ward off the random meteors that crash right outside the house, but kind of convenient and fun to make. Yes, there was a couple mods added to our server. Alright, here we are at our next location, is mountain lake surrounded by mountain peaks and a swamp. Ooh, so each one of these mountains has tons of mithril, iron, and copper around it. So to make that process a little bit easier, there's a couple of different structures spread out across the valley. This one is my basic metal refinery. So just copper, iron, and mithril. Makes things easier for large amounts of processing. If you look down here, you'll see a foundation that started before someone got burned out because of the large amounts of repeated forging required to make this kind of stuff. I feel for that person. I'm not sure if that was, not sure exactly who that one was, but super painful to think about all that time. So over here we have the life tree, the guild tree coming in. It's currently phase 2. It's almost phase 3. Hopefully soon. We'll see. It's about 50%. And then over here we have our bridge, one of the bridges to get across that lake. Not too crazy, pretty simple. Kind of fun to make though. And then for our last stop, the area that took the most time and burned out the most people, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one more spot after this one. But here we have our Elven Mansion with the mythical beasts and the Goblin docks. And of course the last bridge. So yeah, kind of fun, super fun playing with friends. Super understandable that people get burned out because this game requires a crap ton of farming. Anyways, good times. Good times. I just want to take a second to show the new Guardian tree stuff that's going on. As you can see, you no longer need a farm plot to plant the tree. You still need the fertilizer though, which is much easier to make. I'm not going to get into that. It'll be your own surprise once you check it out. But much easier to make the fertilizer. So yeah, no ground plot. This is stage 1 of the Guardian tree. Still needs water, still needs an active house seal next to it for it to grow. Kind of excited to see what happens as it matures over the next week. Alright, here we are. Week 1 is complete. This is the second stage of the tree. And it's starting to grow its third stage. We'll see what happens in another week. Alright, hello, we're back. This is the final phase of the Guardian tree. Just got to 100%. I'm going to evolve it. Hopefully it's ginormous. And it's not ginormous, but it's a little cooler than last time. Well, it's kind of disappointing. I'm not going to lie. There you go. Current phase 3 of the Guardian tree. Alright, well, moving on.